What's up, time travelers? I hope your 2024 is starting out wonderfully. The song in the intro is Lady Snowblade by Cherry Rats. If you like what you hear, click on the link in the description and help support small artists. Now listen, when I hear the word reality show, I think of this.
Villain era has only just begun.
She doesn't give a because people control her because she's a weak duck.
And if I think about reality shows, the one that fits that term reality show in my mind is The Real World.
Be like that.
No, man, that's the way I am, dude. And this is the way I am. No, that's the way I am. But this is the way I am. I got a problem with it, man.
And research often credits Candid Camera as being the first reality show. That seems to me of more of a prank show. So while we did not have reality shows in the 80s that fit the Real Housewife type format, we did have some good ones. So let's take a look at reality shows from the 1980s. So, kicking things off with the OG Candid Camera. Kind of. While there were some specials during the 1980s around 1987, it did not really have a legit series back then. Maybe Alan Funt was not what the 80s were wanting. I always loved Candid Camera. They were the OG of hidden camera shows. Imagine a world where people weren't paranoid about being filmed everywhere. You know, the good old days. Candid Camera's genius lay in its simplicity. It was the unexpected moments and bizarre situations and watching real people react while being filmed on hidden camera that made it amazing. However, what the 80s did give us was a copycat show called Totally Hidden Videos.
Why are these bodies flying past this window? What kind of monster is in this box? Why might this woman never dance again? Find out tonight on Totally Hidden Video.
Like Totally Rad. From 1989 to 1992, it was like Candid Camera, but with an extra sprinkle of mischief. And the 80s were all about excess, and this show took pranks to the next level. The hidden camera was not just a tool, but a weapon of mass laughter.
Our Totally Hidden Video family went through the yellow pages and hired a professional photographer to come out to take their family portrait. An easy assignment? Not with the Joneses.
2, 3. I cannot do this.
What is wrong with you?
I am angry at you now.
This poor photographer will never get a good picture because this is what she was seeing through her lens.
3. We could have this done in 5 minutes.
Really?
Yes. If everybody would just look at me and just give some sort of a pleasant experience.
If Candid Camera was the setup, Totally Hidden Video was the punchline. And it did hit hard. The unsuspecting public never knew what hit them. Pranks would range from talking pets to alien invasions. This show tried to have it all. The problem was it was a bit too much like Candid Camera, and Candid Camera took notice. The show was accused of using paid actors in a lawsuit filed against the Fox Broadcasting Company by the Candid Camera creator Alan Funt. He also accused the show of stealing his ideas. While the producers admitted that the series pilot had staged some of the setups, they swore that all skits which made it to air were legitimate. However, in the wake of controversy, series producer Larry Hovis was fired for staging incidents. So, not such a real reality show, you know, just like reality shows of today.
They have somebody watching this stuff for people so they don't walk through it and they don't put their initials in it.
And so our phony foreman leaves his new employee in charge of the situation. Liven things up a bit.
Sorry, man, I didn't see it.
Joe! Oh my God!
Step off, don't step no more.
Hello, America, from Amherst, Massachusetts, and welcome to Real People.
Tonight, live from NBC in Burbank, with videotape and filmed inserts from practically every place else, NBC presents Real People.
Now let's get real with Real People. Although it started in 1979, it ran for 6 seasons well into the 1980s. It's a show that proved reality TV isn't just about hidden cameras and practical jokes. It was the original reality showcase, highlighting fascinating and quirky individuals from all walks of life.
Just like the Old West, when patrons get to drinking, they sometimes get to brawling. Well, to accommodate the customers who'd rather fight than drink, the owners of the Malapai Inn installed a ring, and the place is packed with boozers and brawlers for the Sunday night fights.
If you remember, they had heartwarming segments that made you believe in the goodness of humanity. Real People was a feel-good cocktail mixed with a dash of oddity, and we couldn't get enough back in the 1980s. It was a weekly primetime news magazine that profiled funny human interest stories. Instead of featuring celebrities, this show searched out humorous individuals, situations, and events that highlighted the common man. So while we may not have had the off-the-wall antics with Real People, it gave us a bit of reality with some heart and a message, and the hosts were vast, with stars such as John Barber, Sarah Purcell, Byron Allen, Skip Stevenson, Bill Rafferty, Mark Russell, and a couple names you might remember, Peter Billingsley and Fred Willard. Peter Billingsley would be welcomed into many homes during Christmas as Ralphie from A Christmas Story, and Fred Willard would go on to have a very vast comedic career. It was as real as you could probably get from a TV show back in the 1980s.
The thing that's wrong with television today is that there's not enough reality.
On April 18th, 1979, at 8 p.m., a new kind of television series was born.
Real People.
All of a sudden, I was falling at 120 miles an hour.
I know what you're saying, that's incredible. And that's the name of our next show, That's Incredible, which ran from 1980 to 1984. Now this was a show that blurred the lines between reality and the unbelievable. It was like the love child of Ripley's Believe It or Not, which did have an 80s show as well, but it's listed as a documentary. So the 80s version of that did not make our list. However, the show That's Incredible would range from mind-boggling stunts to jaw-dropping feats. That's Incredible made us question the limits of human potential.
Well, Mommy told you never eat the chalk, calculate. In the teeth.
Hold it real tight.
Real tight in the teeth.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. How does it taste, calculate?
Good shot. Don't worry, the last person I, did this to is in the hospital and was having problems talking.
Quiet, Are those your real teeth or you have caps? Real teeth? You're going to have caps. Here, one more thing. Could you hold these across? Yeah, that's it. I think that's nice. That's good, okay. All right, there we are.
Okay, 10 ball in the corner pocket.
10 ball in the corner pocket.
Plus, Fran Tarkenton's charisma was just as incredible as the stories they covered, and of course the smile of John Davidson and the elegance of Kathy Lee Crosby made it a hit. Segments would range from uplifting, such as young people overcoming severe disabilities, to the unexplainable, like a park ranger who had been hit by lightning 7 times, to simply stupid, like a stuntman jumping a motorcycle over the spinning rotors of 3 helicopters. And yes, ABC did originally conceive of this show as an imitation of the hit show on NBC, Real People. This show had less to do with real people, rather those craving attention at any cost. So before social media, we had That's Incredible.
I've never driven a rocket car before. I've never come off the line in a rocket car.
The chutes open much too soon, and the car heads for the river. The car's demolished, but Ken seems to be all right.
You know, Dick, in our practical joke segments, we've practically gone through the cast of Facts of Life. We had Kim Fields and Mindy Cohn.
And we had Nancy McKeon helped us out on a joke.
One. Well, finally, the pretty lady, the spoiled, the rich gal.
We got her.
Lisa Welcher. Wait till you see what we did to her.
Oh, okay. Don't, please don't. This isn't what customers should do. Oh, thank you so much. Let me just find a towel or something.
Now, Lisa feels things are under control, but now we're going to make things happen a little faster. Watch.
Thank you. You don't have to do this.
No,
I really
you
appreciate
do that, I'll
it.
do this.
Oh, no. I can't believe it.
This is the most hysterical thing I've ever seen in my life.
Lisa, watch behind you. Hey, good catch.
Next up, we have TV's bloopers and practical jokes. The dynamic duo of TV's bloopers and practical jokes was Dick Clark and Ed McMahon. And I love this show back in the day. Rewatching it now, it's just not that funny. But back then, seeing Star say a word wrong over and over was not something we saw very much of, and it was hilarious.
Temperatures we've been experiencing so far this week. Ice and livers. Livers? With the warmer temperatures we've been experiencing so far this week, the ice is thinning and melting. So Coast Guard officials urge all of us to use extreme caution when walking on ice-covered livers. I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying liver. Okay, I'm sorry.
And this show was a perfect blend of laughter and surprise, showcasing the lighter side of our favorite celebrities. The bloopers were gold, and the practical jokes were legendary. So you got to watch Hollywood's finest being put through a hilarious obstacle course, and a reminder that even the biggest stars can take a joke. So before Ashton Kutcher gave us Punk'd, we had this. It was a compilation of outtakes from many TV shows, commercials, and movies, accompanied by practical jokes that they played on unsuspecting celebrities. Even after the series left the air in 1986, blooper specials continued to find their way into the NBC schedule in 1991. And in 1991, the series returned as Super Bloopers and New Practical Jokes. And another revival in 1998 was titled TV Censored Bloopers 98. And the little cartoon dudes in between, they were cool too.
And now, here they are, Ed and Dick.
Speaking of Ed McMahon, we can't forget the predecessor of Pop Idol or American Idol and others, which is Star Search. Star Search was a television show that originated in the United States and gained popularity in the 1980s. It was created by Al Massini and initially ran from 1983 to 1995. The show was later revived for brief periods in the 2000s. And the format of Star Search was exactly what you would expect. It's a talent competition where contestants competed in various categories including singing, dancing, comedy, and modeling. The contestants were then judged by a panel of celebrity judges, and the winners in each category received cash prizes and the opportunity for further exposure in the entertainment industry. And although Ed McMahon was the original host, it would be hosted by several notable personalities through its run. And if you want to know what kind of stars got their start on Star Search, here's just a few. It included singers like Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and Britney Spears, as well as comedians like Dave Chappelle.
I'm actually looking on the bright side of being a little heavy, you know. There is a bright side, I guess. For instance, I don't need an iron anymore. That's pretty cool. The show provided a platform for aspiring artists to showcase their talents and break into the entertainment industry. And although Star Search has long gone, its impact on the genre is unmistakable.
I bet you 40 think you can beat just me. But you're wrong.
Oh, I got an airplane that I built myself.
Here she comes again. Jack should be able to get this baby off the ground any second now. Maybe not. Jack's taking a shortcut through the bushes to the runway. And now a quick stop to restart the... Why didn't it fly, Jack?
Well, the reason was it was just too rough.
Well, Jack did invent something. The world's safest airplane. because it never gets off the ground.
And now we have That's My Line. Yes, it was inspired by the classic What's My Line, where a panel would try to guess the career of the contestants. And the show would highlight the unusual occupations of ordinary people. But unlike What's My Line, it has no panel or game components. It was just highlighting the careers of these people. The show is rather along the same lines as real people, and that's incredible. And it was hosted by the legendary Bob Barker and announced by Johnny Olson. And both were associated with the Goodson-Todman's hit game show, The Price is Right. And Olson had also been the What's My Line announcer for many years. The thrust of the show during the 1981 season also changed from the unusual occupations to an emphasis on the funny, bizarre, or ridiculous. Notable moments would include voice artist Mel Blanc having a contest with an audience member on the who does the voice acting the best, and the audience member being his son Noel.
Audience, I want you to hear the voices of some of Hollywood's most famous movie stars. Listen to voice number 1 here.
Oh, fluffer and succotash. Wait till I catch that bird, I'll swallow him whole.
Sylvester Cat, one of your favorites, I know. That's just one. Listen to number 2 here.
Ooh, that's what I call a pudding jam. I did see a pudding jam.
You know, I once heard that the Benny writers tried to play a joke on you by deliberately putting something into the script that they didn't think you could handle. Is that true? Did that really happen?
Oh, yeah, that's very true. They thought that I couldn't do this. We were visiting Epsom Downs in England, you know, the horse race track?
Yes.
And one of the writers writes in, Mel Blanc does an English horse whinny.
An English horse whinny?
Yeah, how can you tell the nationality of a horse?
I couldn't.
But I never say no, and I waited for the cue, and when the cue came, I did an English horse whinny like this.
And magician and famous debunker James Randi contesting James Hydick's psychic abilities.
James moved a pencil without touching it, and James turned the page of a telephone directory without touching it. And you claim to have done that with psychic power.
Yes.
Now, you're prepared to demonstrate your psychic powers again. You've warmed up. You're ready to go. Are you, James?
I have here is particles of a white plastic, which when given a good heavy puff of air, will, I think, rather conclusively show whether or not blowing is a method accomplished. Now, it will not, perhaps, in some way differentiate between genuine psychic power and actual blowing. But it certainly should be very interesting indeed to see what now occurred.
It's not going to turn for you?
No, it isn't. This isn't a magician's trick. I can't just come up, bang, bang, and it's over. I have to be to where I can work with something small and then big, you know, to build up my own self.
James has not won the $10,000.
And there you have our whirlwind tour through the best of 80s reality TV. Candid Camera gave us Totally Hidden Video, Real People and That's Incredible, and TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes, Star Search and That's My Line, each a gem on its own. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more nostalgic content. And let me know in the comments which 80s show was your favorite. Until next time, stay rad and keep those shoulder pads high. Bye!
It's over here.